Howdy, boys.
Whoa! It said browser failed to play video clip. How's it going, Ringo? We're live.
Oh,
We are live. Yes, we
La,
are.
la, 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 la,
Oh, let's
la,
see.
la.
Let's see who's
Welcome
on
to the
first.
Heikadelic Show.
yes.
Melanie
Melanie.
wins.
Melanie is number
Melanie.
one again.
And
Wow.
she beat out Sandra. Who,
All views and opinions are that of each member. That has nothing to do with the Heikadelic Show. Da-da-da.
And speaking
Yeah.
of, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Heikadelic Show. Right here, 9:30 when we get dirty. Aha.
and Kathy. Wow. What a. Okay, so Melanie got on at 9:33. Sandra was 9:34. Deborah was 9:34. And
Yep.
Kathy was 9:34. There you go.
Yep.
Wow.
And they were probably sitting on it earlier, but yeah, we're a little late flicking the switch. And I see we got our guest in the green room already. So we are.
Wow.
What?
We're
He's
just
in the room
ready.
already?
Yeah.
Well,
Holy.
let's get organized and get George to play a song for us.
Well, yeah, George, you better get that tra-la-la happening.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wrong! Holy! What?
That's not it.
I'm going to do the show backwards tonight. What else
All
can
right.
go wrong here?
It's gonna be one of those nights, kids.
It is.
Cheers.
One of those nights. I'm drinking a lovely spirit tonight. It's
Are ya?
got
Oh,
wow, a whole bunch of different stuff in it.
What have you got there, Heiko? A dab?
Hey,
Got my own.
Oh, his own concoction.
Mm.
oh,
No,
we-
got something new.
cheers! Hi, Gord.
Oh.
Jiva.
It's a German
James,
beer.
Melanie.
Okay.
Hi, Joe. Peace,
Some of
buddy.
Wow.
the-
Well, another week.
Another week. So,
Yeah.
It's
you know,
spring,
as
it's
I was
spring.
getting some emails this week about Ringo. How's your arm doing, buddy?
It's better. It's definitely better. I'm not like I was getting a lot of pain when the shoulder would roll a bit.
Yeah.
But that's not as bad. So yeah, I'm on the mend. There's
Right
Gord.
on,
Hey,
right on.
Gord.
Keep smoking your weed and you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
You want to know
Sure,
something? I find like I've hurt myself quite a bit over the years. I think I've got 12 breaks. I find when I smoke, it pulses, right? So
Yeah.
you feel it. It's like you get, I don't know. It's like the blood goes to it and just
It
pushes.
is.
So I
Well,
don't
you-
like to get high when I'm hurt.
No, I mean,
No.
and if you had,
So when you
if you
take some
had,
tar opium and just like you feel nothing.
so you guys are the weed experts, but what's the one that it's what's sativa, the mellow one, or is it the-
Sativa is the one where you get all artsy and you're happy and
Yeah.
smiley.
You get creative. The
Yeah.
creative mind.
so which
And then
which
indica is in the couch, right?
indica?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Indica.
Well, maybe I gotta
Yeah.
switch to that one. But the one that makes you all creative and that probably amps up your blood pressure as well, right? So this is probably,
Well, it's
why you have
it's
that
not
effect.
one to relax your muscles. It's you need the other one.
Indica.
Indica.
And most almost any weed now is a hybrid, so it's going to have parts,
Yeah.
of both in it. Just
Right.
whatever's higher and lower, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. So let's not
It's like
turn this
when
into
you
a
hear a
weed
plant
show,
like
Derek.
sour diesel, right? Diesel would have been one thing, and sour would have been another plant, and they mixed them together.
I'll
Right.
tell you what can be sour.
Jubes.
No.
Me on a Sunday morning,
yeah.
and I haven't had my coffee.
You ever hear the term sour ass? Is that AC/DC tune Have a Drink on Me about, is the lyric sour mash and cheap wine or sour ass and cheap wine?
I'm pretty sure it's sour mash, but you never know. Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, someone's gonna have
Yeah.
to look
I
that
think
up.
we'll have to look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's sour mash and cheap wine.
I think so. Yeah.
Speaking of looking at things, let's have a look at Georgie's backside while he's doing that.
I'm not gonna flash my front side this week, hopefully.
Well, yeah.
Not like that
But it
last
didn't
week.
help.
Yeah.
It was no
You gotta
better,
make
was
George
it?
big. Hey, you gotta make George big here.
Get him on the big screen here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
man, get
there's
George
Ringo.
on the
Hey.
big screen. Okay, so
Oh,
it's a
crap, that
four-member
looks-
band.
Ah, shit, that looks familiar.
3-member band. Is it the Police?
George, your studio
It
is
is
too
4
dark. I
members.
can't see it. It probably is the Police, right?
I can't tell you. Let's see. Was it the Police?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, right on.
Is it 4 or 3? I can't quite see.
Hey, Junior.
4. It's 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Mel. Yeah, definitely on the mend. I'll know in a couple of
Goal,
weeks.
Steve.
Skull, yeah.
Nice.
Skull.
I'll drink to that.
Sour mash and cheap wine.
Yeah, Gord confirms it, but yeah, I guess you looked it up, Derek.
Okay, so is that a train in the background there? I can't.
This?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
the
a
3
train.
lights.
No, it's
Or is
not
that-
a train.
Oh,
It's
it's
not a train.
UFO.
It's hard to make out.
What's the
UFO.
idea?
But it's
Not
the
UFO.
backside. Oh.
Huh. Yeah, it's
It's
hard
lights.
to see.
It is lights, but it's not on a train. They are actually static.
Oh, like lightning?
What year?
No, like
Andrew.
Oh, static
Yeah.
as in still? Like
80
light post?
I think it's 83-ish around there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Uh-huh. No, it's not uh-huh.
Is that a guess? Is that an official guess?
Oh, it's gonna tell me that.
Yeah. If you say something, you're getting the buzzer.
That's
That's
right.
it.
There's no going back. There's no going back.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
No, I'm good. I have no idea.
We're good. We're gonna have to like
Okay.
let that one
All right.
soak in for a bit.
Is it are they American or from the UK?
Yeah, what part of the world are they from?
Neither.
Neither. Are they Irish?
They might be.
You too.
Ooh.
You too. Derek's
That
back
wasn't
on
you
form.
too. That was.
Well, you see,
Who's that?
if they're
Why?
Irish, there's like 2 Irish bands.
Well, that's
You
the only
got
thing.
you, you got
That's
Cranberry.
true.
Yeah.
There's
My
Bono
bad.
there.
It's
Is it Bono or Bono?
Bono,
Or
I think.
Boko?
Bono, I
Bozo.
think.
I'm
Bono,
kidding.
Bono,
Yeah.
potato.
Yeah. Tomato.
Well,
So
that was
somebody-
quick.
It's funny. Like one time at one of our Maniac concerts, I used to wear these glasses, and they had dark rims but clear lenses in them. They were actually prescription. So it became a little bit of a shtick, I guess. And somebody said, "Hey, you look like Bono," and I said, "You look like a monkey's ass." But
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't nice.
no, it wasn't. No, they're a great band, Bono. I'm just not a major fan, right?
No, I mean,
Hey,
I've
you
seen.
want to know something? There's not many bands who've been like as big as U2, and how many of them have never played with anybody else? Isn't it like the drummer's never played with anybody else in his life?
Right.
When they got big, they had to learn how to jam because they never knew how to play with anybody else.
Well, they're all, like in the early teens when they met or something, weren't they, at school or something like that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I think like the Edge was the only one who ever played with anybody else.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The Edge.
The Edge.
Well, how do you know so much about you two?
Because
He's a fan, obviously.
there's this guy who I'm a big fan of called Alan Cross, and he has
Really?
this thing called The Ongoing History of New Music. And you can catch it on any platform you want.
Now you're
And
talking. Alan
I
Cross.
spent a lot of time in a truck working, and I listened to a lot of Alan Cross, and that's
Right.
you know what I mean. I can't leave my house and remember everything that I have to take to get to work. Like I have to come in 2 or 3 times.
Right.
But I can tell you that U2 has never played with anybody else.
Well, there
you know,
you go.
Very cool. Very cool.
We all have our little things, you know.
I know it's funny because Ringo was singing "Don't Like Mondays," talking about Irish groups. Actually, there you go. And I have this total useless talent for records from the 60s and 70s. That not 100%, but 90 something. I know the labels are on. And as soon as like I heard Boomtown Rats, I remember getting that as a promo copy on the Ensign label, distributed by Phonogram Records.
Yeah.
It's still just one of those things, right? You just spend hours looking at these things, right? And you just stay in there.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
So, Heiko, how's your week going? Or
My week?
Yeah,
it's lots going on, like crazy.
You're not casting from home tonight, right? You're out in the...
No, I'm not. I'm out
location.
The West End.
Yeah.
Out the west end of the city. Yeah. Almost Milton.
Huh.
Milton. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's ways out.
It's what's the one? What's just
Guelph. It's near Guelph, right?
I'm northwest of Georgetown.
Georgetown. Yeah.
I'm close to Acton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's worth the drive to Acton.
Yes, out in the bush.
Yeah.
What was it that Acton had? Was it the Hide House?
Yeah, it was they had made fur coats there. Yeah. All the fur coats. They were so popular. People would drive from everywhere to go to Acton.
Yeah.
So Derek, you were doing some
leather.
Sorry,
I've been corrected. Leather.
Derek, you were doing some.
That's why it's called the Hide House, I guess, right?
Oh, right. Maybe, yeah.
Hello, get a hat made from a pig's ass. It's perfect.
There you go. Derek,
what was that, Ringo?
You were doing some live casting or something earlier in the week or on the weekend? With your band that you're jamming out with?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Saw that.
Oh, when you said casting, I thought like fishing.
No, I thought you were going to say casting coach, but yeah, they played, they jammed. And so the first time, the audio wasn't coming out, but the second time the screen actually was kind of upside down. No, sort of vertical.
It was sideways.
Sideways, yeah.
We put it on landscape, okay?
Well, I had to lie down to watch it.
If you click on the enlarge, it will turn it straight.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
So you just have to enlarge it and it turns it straight, and then it's a full screen.
Yeah. So what's your band called? Is it actually Rad? Because we were trying to figure that out.
Yes. The members are Rob, Aaron, and Derek, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
okay.
Rad we played together in a band 3-4 years ago. And it was literally just for us, right? It was we were playing all like Alice in Chains and Metallica and stuff like that. And during COVID, we stopped playing, and then Rob's like, "Do you guys just want to pick up from my old band and play 80s stuff? And add new stuff?"
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it sounded pretty good. It's just my neck was getting sore, so I kind of lied down a bit to look at it. But none of that's true, by the way. But yeah, no, it sounded good. It was good. So yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
So you guys going to do that every week, though? Is that your plan?
Right now we're tightening stuff up, right? That was probably like about the 10th or 12th time we've got together like that. So once in a while we're gonna do it every couple weeks or so. Just hey, here's a couple tunes, and then start playing parties and bars and stuff. Yeah.
So George, are you getting some gigs now, or now that like everything's completely open?
Nothing. And I've had a couple of calls. Yeah. But I've had a couple of calls. There's one place, but it was just too far to take on. It's over in Aurora. Yeah, I was looking, but someone that ran another bar we used to be at. But I've not got anything.
What about the bar up on Simcoe, or not Simcoe, but Ritson that you used to do? Players
Bench? No, I've not heard anything from them. No.
Oh, I haven't. Well, you know what? Like, I think a lot of clubs and bars are just getting sort of back into it, and being hit financially like they did. It's very difficult, right? You can't just turn the switch on.
I'm finding right now it's the new bars coming out, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of bars.
I've noticed 3 new bars that are like doing live music and stuff, and it seems to be associated loosely with some of the people from other bars.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was on the weekend we went out to we dropped by Hills Pub, which used to be T. Williams in North Oshawa, but I was a little sad because I didn't recognize any faces in there whatsoever. So it's a whole new crowd. But I have to say they did a really nice job with the bar restaurant. It's a small pub, but the place to go is McGuire's in Ajax, South Ajax. That is awesome. And the Tap and Tankard in Whitby, right? I mean,
And the Edge
these
Lounge
places
too
are
on Thursdays with Al
right.
Joyce.
Yeah,
Hey,
the Edge.
And you can't forget the Tarred and Feathered in Beaverton.
The
Okay.
Tarred and Feathered.
Yeah, that's the place.
I got a story about that. We'll save it. So our guest tonight is I call him Big Daddy Red. So he's been on the
Daddy
show
Red.
before, but he's an amazing. So if you have, gosh, I can't even think of what was on.
Sideshow
I don't know if it's a sideshow act, but I've been watching a thing called Freak Show on I think it's Amazon Prime. It's a series, but it's done on in California on the beach, and it's so there's everything they've got, like, you know, the tallest man in the world and so on and so on.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of sword swallowing and a lot of which I was kind of amazed because, you know, Daddy Red's the, you know, only one I've personally met in person. So, and he's absolutely amazing, a world record holder, and some of the stuff he does is, you know, kind of make you cringe, but you know, he's very experienced. So we have to preface this with do not try this shit at home or out your driveway or at your friend's house. Just don't do it. You have to be absolutely experienced. And I learned more about it watching this whole, you know, freak show thing.
Yeah, you're a professional. You're not just some monkey doing weird stuff, right?
No. And it is like it's real. It's not, you know, some mind screwery or anything like that. Did I just say
when something gets stapled to his cheek? That's a staple. The same staple you're gonna fucking staple your plastic up on, you know, your vapor barrier on your roof.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
it's a staple with a real staple gun.
And I'm sure exactly. So Red would probably tell us that, and I'm as a hunch, I'm thinking he'd probably say that, yeah, the pain is real, but if you're in that business and you've been, you know, well trained and experienced in it, that pain, and I've heard another person that does some of the similar things that Red does, say that, you know what, it's actually the way they feel alive. But again, don't try this. We're not encouraging it because it's deadly as well. And you have to.
But if you do this stuff, call me.
Yeah, call Derek. Call Derek. Yeah.
I'll talk to you.
Talk them off the ledge, please. So we got Red coming on in a few minutes, and so the other thing we'd like to try to chime in on here, and I don't know if we have we got a bit of time. I'm going to we've been looking at in fact, we've gotten a lot of responses from indie bands, and so we're going to do some cool things with indie bands, and a lot of people are doing that. I know there's a number of, you know, we can promote. I don't think it's redundant. We're not reinventing the wheel, but you cannot promote indie bands, you know, too much.
Enough.
I mean, there's just enough. Yeah, exactly. Like there's just so many out there right now. And when the world took a dump, it put a lot of people out of it to the point where bands have split up. Artists have said, screw it. I'm going to do something else. Or just
venues closed down, so they had nowhere to play.
Venues closed down. Yep. And there's, you know, we're back at it again. Venues are back. I know the music hall has a new location on Bond. They have a club downstairs, so it's coming back. So I know in our area, the Durham region and north in Toronto, there's a lot of super cool things happening. It's good to see the Alamo Combo. We were on with Rudy Blair last week, and Rudy's doing a weekly thing at Alamo Combo to promote
Lemon Stage.
Yeah, the Lemon Stage.
Stage every Tuesday night.
Absolutely. So I saw some clips from that. I personally want to get down there, so maybe we'll go as a group or something. But lot
Yeah,
of
we
cool
should.
things happening. So, but that leads us to Daddy Red, and I know he does a lot of things with Halloween Haunt or House of Haunt. Sorry, but yeah,
Easily
so,
done. Easily done. I've done that.
yeah, but yeah, so he's a great opener for whether it be bands or festivals or
Parties.
I mean I've come up with some
Yeah, or
ideas that we should
even when you have
Parking
two bands
lots.
playing and you have your intermission in between, like it's perfect for that.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
would be a good idea. I wonder why we didn't think of that.
Oh, imagine that.
Wow.
No, he's a great crowd warmer for what Derek does. It's amazing. You want to go and see a good band, and then you can have opening bands and all that stuff. But wham, you get hit in the head with somebody like swallowing a sword or drilling into their whatever, and it's just
That's
amazing.
Blockhead.
You don't see that every day. Blockhead, yeah, very cool. So it's interesting how he's gotten pretty creative, right? So we definitely got to do something outside of the VR world and actually get out there and get Daddy Red to work with us on a project. So so we're gonna have let me see if I can get it going here. We're gonna
you can catch Daddy Red this Sunday at the Canadian Independent Music Video Awards. Still haven't got the link yet, but that's this Sunday, and I'm pretty sure he's going to make an appearance in a couple of songs.
There you go. That's awesome.
Really cool.
Okay, so we're gonna listen to Georgie here on this clip talk about our indie program.
Oh
no, really?
We are.
Oh, there you are. Here I am, Sarah George here. And tell you what, if you are an indie band, you should. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's all messed up for me. I can't hear it.
Yeah. It's frozen as well. Oh, well.
That's good. Good try.
So, George, do a live one. If you're in an indie band and you have an album, a song, a video, if you're playing on the porch with a pig, why don't you send it in to us?
That's right. Because it's not like it was in my day.
Offensive, or maybe if it is really, really offensive,
well,
like
definitely get played.
A song like Blow Your Load in My Girlfriend's Face. We might just enjoy it and want to hear it, and we will air it on our little indie spotlight that we're going to do coming someday soon to you.
Perfect.
So what's cool about it, though, is we set up some little strategy partners around this, and we've got actually a record company that we're going to cross promote with. And Derek, why don't you tell us a little more about that?
Well, I was in contact with Stomp Records, and I was talking with Mike there, who's the guy in charge of media and stuff. And they said anyone that if we don't have the contact for, he'd be glad to help us out, and we'll get them on. And now I know personally, I know about 5 bands that are on there that I can think of off the top of my head. So we got a few probably we can work with, and we'll get some more on. We'll talk about some Stomp Records. They're out of Montreal.
And we definitely want to do something with Tarantula Tapes as well, right? I mean, that's cool.
That's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
It's economical.
Tarantula. Out of Barrie, Ontario.
Nice. Okay, we're going to bring in Daddy Red. And so everyone out there, give a silent round of applause for Big Daddy Red.
There he is.
Red.
How you doing, buddy?
Hi, everybody. Yay.
It's been a while. We haven't seen you in a while.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm always around, but nice to be back on your guys' show.
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Yep.
Last time we saw you was at when the House of Haunt was playing out in Toronto. You had the table right next to us.
Oh goodness, yeah, that when it was
That was a while
Rock
ago.
Pile, I believe.
At the Rock Pile, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
right,
It was
right,
awesome.
right.
Good time, as usual.
So what's new with you, buddy?
Oh, so much is happening in my world. It's a wonderful world to be when you're a clown. Just recently, I was at the Something Strange Festival yesterday.
Right.
Wonderful sideshow festival we do every year, sometimes a couple times a year. And I got to meet a wonderful performer from the States that I've been talking to back and forth, who, when I first got started, I used to watch his troupe. And I'm friends with the Sword Swallower from that troupe for many years now.
Okay.
He's a juggler. So as a clown, I went and bought a pack of juggling balls, and I went to him and I said, "Hey, buddy, can you sign my balls?" And he said, "All right, pull them out." So since we're both sideshow performers, we don't know where to stop. I had his signature on my balls on the street of Toronto yesterday, which was wonderful.
You're juggling balls.
No,
No,
he
no
signed
on
the
real
juggling
balls.
balls after.
I love it.
Nicely
That's
done.
That's the second most impressive thing I've done with my balls. The first time
Did you
was
get it
when
tattooed?
No. I was about to sweat it off, so it was either go home and get it tattooed or finish watching the show. So I got pictures.
Oh. Do show them.
Blood rock
Or
sausage.
send them.
I will send them to you guys later.
Absolutely.
Hey, Red, I'm fine.
So, what was it hard for him to sign them? Like, did you have to slam him down on a table or something like that, or?
Was he
No,
with
he
hair
was
out of the
very,
way?
he was very gentle. I think, if I remember correctly, he caressed them a bit and got a good signature.
Very well done.
Luckily, he went
Imagine
with a
him
short,
spitting
like
the
just
glass
initial.
balls.
Thank God he just went with initials. Otherwise, I would have ran out of ball. But it was,
Yeah, he only had 2 initials because if his name was Joe, I would have ran out of nut.
Beautiful.
pretty much. Let's see what else is new. I just recently not heard back yet from the Online World Records. They were nice enough to send me a message saying we're looking still at it.
Okay.
But I did release the video nonetheless, where I swallow a sword and stretch an industrial strength elastic band 7.4 feet. And while the sword's still in me, let the elastic band go. Some of you guys have seen me do it live. I don't recommend that stunt for you people at home thinking about starting sword swallowing.
Yeah.
It's something that other sword swallowers have said to me that it's not a very good idea. So then I show them me jumping off the chair, and
I still remember the first time I saw you do that. You
Yeah,
jumped
it's like,
off
what?
the chair. I'm on my drums, and I'm like, holy shit. Like,
Did you miss a beat, Derek, or what?
probably, but it was worth it.
I was commented again with all my peers over the weekend about how I'm sort of taking it up a notch, but they were kind of politely saying I'm stupid and crazy. At which point I pointed out that I'm kind of what Jackass would be if they could swallow swords.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I like to try and incorporate the two of them if I can. And my next world record attempt hasn't been filmed yet. So
what was your last world record attempt before we get into the next one?
it was the sword swallowing with the elastic band.
Right. Okay. So it was the
Now-
sword swallowing.
I
Now-
did a second part to it, which still hasn't been released yet. but that one I can talk about because it's already filmed. It's essentially doing the same thing as the first one while having electricity run through me.
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna hold a light bulb?
What kind of electricity?
It's the kind you light a light bulb with by holding it.
Yeah. Awesome. Static
Now,
electricity.
unfortunately, the video was shot just for the world record, and it's not meant to be out there, so I don't actually hold up a light bulb. We just had all the stuff tested and everything beforehand.
Right.
And they were happy with the video that they got.
Okay.
That being said, again, I don't recommend you do anything I do at home.
No, do it near a hospital,
you
right?
do anything that he does, period.
Hold on.
Do it right outside the hospital, right by the emergency doors.
You guys were talking about a TV show earlier. It used to play on AMC originally, and it's called Todd Ray's Freak Show. And Todd Ray isn't a real person. Most of the performers on there are friends of mine now. In fact, mutual friend of a lot of us, Phoenix Fire, was on that show. So you get to look forward to that.
Right on.
During the show, they do show the worst possible way to learn how to sword swallow.
Oh no.
Is that in reverse?
Do not do that ever. There are people who have added it to our show because it is such a stupid way to learn how to swallow swords, because you're swallowing something with a hook on the end. And when you pull out, there's a dangling thing on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
It'll get caught and cause you to feel like you're choking.
Ouch.
And this will not go well because it's down in your throat at this point. You will panic. It is not good.
Right. So,
do
Daddy
not
Red,
use a coat hanger.
Oh man. Okay. I can't. I'm a little squeamish on that one.
Yeah.
So okay, I got a little glitch there, and I missed that. So what show are you talking about?
Which show am I talking about?
Where they
AMC Freak Show. You were talking about. It's Todd Ray's Freak Show. Todd Ray's a real guy. He ended up in Vegas, I believe, now.
Yeah, they opened a thing out there. But yeah, I did. I watched the series, but I have a new appreciation for what you do. And but you're right. They make it seem a little bit easy to do, right? So
yes, and people have gotten hurt trying that. I don't teach regular people how to sword swallow. I help some people that have already learned how to sword swallow get better.
Right.
And that's another thing have on my plate lately, which is Roxy Cage is an amazing performer, and she's going to be doing a lot more sword swallowing very soon.
Nice.
So
we should actually, I was thinking about talking to the guys and getting Roxy on.
For the tour?
No, for here. What tour are you talking about?
The world tour.
But she loves coming out. She works weekends, so it's a crapshoot for her. Like, that's her work week.
Yeah.
No. I wasn't gonna get her to go out on tour. I said, come on the show sometime.
No. Oh, on this show.
Yeah,
she would love to.
Yeah.
She Mondays are usually days off.
What tour are you talking about? That was my segue.
There we go. We can segue to there. I am lucky enough to be going on tour with a band, and it's always been my dream to go on tour with a band and sleep in a van and get day drunk in different provinces.
There you
go. So we're going to go to the East Coast.
Right.
There's 3 stops, and I think it's in 4 days? You probably have the paperwork right in front of you, Derek.
It is 3 days in a row. It is 15, 16, and 17. If I'm reading the same paperwork that you have.
I believe so, and I believe it's. But we're going to be gone a couple extra days because travel time does take a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you live in Canada.
And that's the part of the tour that I get excited about, because performing, once you're up and on the stage, performing it's the same place everywhere you go.
Yeah.
People are excited. People are disgusted. It's a wonderful experience. But the travel to get places, that's where all the fun stuff happens. That's where, you get like T-boned or, robbed at the corner store.
So, Red,
that's
tell us which band are you touring with?
I will be touring with the House of Haunts.
Oh, great band. Great
Wow.
band.
I've heard of them guys.
I knew that was coming.
Great guys, huh?
I actually have their hat and a little doll, and I got some tunes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I saw them. They're
I had their too.
All right.
And I got drunk and lost it. I had their doll, but my cat took it.
You got a voodoo doll.
Yeah,
One
but
of
my
those
cat loves
handmade
it as a
voodoo
toy. Pardon?
One of those handmade voodoo dolls.
Yeah. Dune loves it.
Awesome.
So you said dates, but you didn't say what month you're doing that in.
Well, that would be July 7th.
In July.
July 15th, 16th, and 17th.
And which cities are you going to go hit out the East Coast?
Well, it would be July 15th, Robert McMillan Pottery in Stratford. So is that, I'm not sure I think that's probably New Brunswick.
Okay.
And Halifax on the 16th at Gus's Pub.
Yeah.
And then the 17th at the Monarch Nightclub in Fredericton.
Right on.
So going to PEI.
So the first one is in PEI.
Oh, the first one's PEI? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we'll get the boys together and do a motorcycle trip, and we'll head out there and see your second show.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because the cover band that I play in that we were talking about earlier, the singer's wife is from Halifax, and they're like, "Well, we'll go out and see you guys." So I literally have like 4 or 5 friends from Ontario who said that they're in the area, right? I have a guy who lives out there who's from here, and yeah, so there will be a few friends there plus new people. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Ringo's got to heal up his shoulder so he can come on his bike and head out with us.
Yeah, no, I'm
put it in
actually
the sidecar.
I'm putting my bikes up on auction, so I'm getting right out of that. So
no way.
Yeah.
You
What
suck.
kind of bike you got?
Yeah.
You got like an electric glide or something?
Yeah, I do. Do you want it?
No.
All right.
I'm more of a Motar guy.
Okay, well, I mean, I have a 75 BMW custom, but hey, Daddy Red, I like I said, I've been watching this whole freak show thing, and it's interesting. Couple of things. Have you ever thought about, I know you do the opening stuff with House of Haunt, but have you ever thought about getting and maybe you've done this, getting about, let's say, another, say 4 people together that do kind of sideshow acts and getting together and branding it almost like a band would, right? And not a big, production. I don't. My buddy actually used to be a. My dog's going crazy.
The cat.
Yeah. No. We get wolves and coyotes out in the back, right? So he's probably, we call them thick bitches for some reason. But yeah, have you ever thought of that, putting together a little troupe of, say, 5 people? Because I really think there's got to be a market for that.
I just bought tickets to one that Chris is in. And it's like 7 different people, I think, and they do it in Markham. It's like Camp Blood's Fest or something.
But I know, like offline, Red has some aspirations to do some different things, and I think like he's so talented that, you know, to get some equally talented that do, you know, different types of things. I mean, you can probably like this is something that you could probably put at bigger venues and tag
Yeah, travel as a
cost
group,
to
right?
it. Well, not only that, but it doesn't have to be door money, right? Like this can be something, I think, if it's well promoted. But you know that business. I mean, it's something on a smaller scale, right? Because I gotta think the wolf's costume over in House of Haunt gets a little stinky after a while. So, you know, you might want to broaden your horizon a little bit there. No disrespect, Wolfie.
Well,
Hey.
Can I
Go
answer?
ahead, Daddy Red. Go ahead.
But yes, actually. But no, I don't actually normally do a lot of band openings and stuff. I have a 45-minute show. I do like $300-400 paid gigs. It is when it's good, it's good. Hopefully, the COVID ending, it's going to pick back up. I don't do the corporate shows anymore because corporate people don't really appreciate a lot of my humor. But I still get booked for some pretty nifty events that I've never get to go to without what I do. That being said, I am starting with Roxy. Building a team, building camaraderie. We have Phoenix Fire, who's a close mentor of mine, very helpful, willing to come and do anything we get together. I have a contortionist that's willing to come in and do anything once I can get a full show put together, but it's finding the venues, and I am really, really bad with business.
You need a manager.
Roxy's
Yeah,
going to be taking over a lot of that stuff.
So one of the things, like, in, you know, getting a group together like that, you need that kind of, you know, I guess it's kind of like what's his name? Is it Tom or whatever from Freak Show? You need
Tom.
So you need a almost a front person, right? That does the introductions and all that. Like I know with House of Haunt,
which is what I would be doing.
Yeah. But they have got the nurse and Wolfie who come out and kind of you know, warm everything up. But you know, having that sort of presence and you know, maybe that person's kind of got a bit of the business.
I am gonna have to get you out at one of my full shows. I have I will be the ringmaster of my little circus.
There you go, the ringmaster. Yeah.
There you go.
And as I said, right now I have a few artists that are interested. It's just the putting together the show part.
Yeah.
And Roxy's new to the whole thing, so between her and me, we're trying to do it. And like I said, she's a little smarter with organization and money and grown-up stuff. So
this stuff you don't clown around about,
this
right?
is like half my age, you know, like the grown-up stuff.
Yeah, but see, as you grow and you get more people in your group, just like bands have opening bands, you could be an opening act and you can travel with bands. And you know, you have your 3, 4, 5. You just grow as you go, and that's how you're going to get your name out there and get popular.
I think it's brilliant. I mean, having a stealthy group, like you know, not a big production, but something like that. That's about 5 people. The promotion side of it, Red. I mean, I know promoters that are in the music industry, but they're entertainment promoters, so they do other things, right? They do, let's say, boxing, all kinds of stuff, right? So at the end of the day, it's about making money, right? Yeah. So, and we all want that. But it's somebody can sell that, right? I think it's awesome, man. I have
to say, my buddy Mysterion just put on the Something Strange show. Yeah. He had performers coming up all the way, like the performer I had sign my nuts. was from Carolina. He came up from North Carolina.
Yep.
Wow, nice.
And another performer I know came down from Montreal. We have performers come from all over. I'm trying to think of who else. Baltimore was another American that came up. So there is something that's already kind of going on like that.
Right.
So, and he's a friend of mine. He's gotten me into some of his shows. Some of my first biggest shows were for him. So I don't really want to step on toes either. So,
do you know someone named Joel? He was, I guess, with the whole Something Strange. He was involved with that several years ago. Ended up writing a book and everything. But I think he was kind of a bit of a ringmaster, Pedno. But yeah, I mean, that's where I kind of got introduced to some of this stuff and done well. I mean, the Something Strange event is a big deal, right?
it's huge. It's Canada's biggest sideshow event. As I said, people come from all over North America. That I know of that. For all I know, there's people from. Actually, we had a guy from Germany in October when I performed.
Nice.
I think it was October. Yeah, it was October.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into doing sideshow?
Well, I used to do a webcam show, drinking show, GSHL TV, on YouTube, and my buddy I wasn't doing it. He was doing it. He would just have me come on and, chug as fast as I could. But I think one of the first times I threw up. And that was like a huge reaction. People loved it. So I just kept going, making things worse. And we started shooting myself with getting my ex-girlfriend to shoot me with the pellet gun from different distances while I'm chugging beers and chugging beers while piercing my ear. And I called up a buddy who had just gotten into sideshow and asked him about the staple gun.
Yeah.
And since he was a model as well, he was like, yeah, dude, I use double-sided tape. But the rest of the guys, they just,
boom.
There is no good spot to do it. Like, it's going to suck.
Yeah, it is.
So that night, I went back with my buddy. We got drunk. We didn't have a staple gun, so we used an actual stapler, which, oh, my God, it's worse.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. Like they're thin little, and they break off sometimes. Oh my God, I hate using staplers. What was I rambling about? Oh right. So I sent the video to my buddy, and he laughed, and he said, "Dude, you have a good sideshow look to you," which I guess was a compliment. Try Blockhead, which is pretty much where everybody starts with sideshow. And from there, it was just a matter of meeting the right people at the right time, watching the right videos, watching Todd Ray's videos, and practicing and practicing and practicing, meeting professionals and learning how to do things properly. Brought it from hurting myself in my backyard to being able to perform it. And then performing it, I was really bad at doing this. I couldn't talk on the stage. So I had a guy do my talking. My ex-girlfriend was up performing with us. It was a wonderful act. And then that broke down and I had to learn to talk. And I think I do a pretty good job when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Is there is it anything you have to do every day, like to keep in shape and all that kind of stuff for doing these things?
We drink beer.
As you've seen my stage show, I'm sure I'm not in shape. But no, yeah.
To do
There's
what you do.
certain
kind of
stunts that
Yeah.
there's certain stunts that I don't have to do every day, but if I want to do a good show, I like to practice within the week a couple of times,
Right.
make sure that they're up to the same par they were when I was scared shitless and learning them,
Right.
because you want that same look of shock on your face as they have.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Red, okay, so Heiko was talking about motorcycles and stuff like that. There was this, if you ride a motorcycle, there's this thing that I learned in the early days, and it's if you ever get too comfortable with riding a motorcycle, then you probably want to sell it, right? So are there any things that, like, you're saying you practice up for a show? What's the worst that's happened to you, and like what crosses your mind aside from just flat out dying? But what crosses your mind when you get ready for a show, right?
Honestly, I've had the worst possible show and turned it around and made it the show that I got the most credit for. So performing itself doesn't scare me. There is a stunt that I will no longer do
Mhm.
because of an injury. And luckily, Roxy does it really well. So now that she's up on stage with me a lot of the time, I just have her do that act.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
So she gets to take the risk on it.
100%,
What
yes.
is that you don't like to do?
The human cutting board.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if
Okay.
I can get it on camera there. I don't think it's coming
Okay,
up.
right there, yeah, at the bottom in the yeah.
Yeah,
So-
there we go.
Why don't
Yeah.
you explain the human cutting board?
Oh boy. And don't try this
Okay.
at home.
No, don't.
Trained
That's exactly what it sounds
professional.
like.
Derek got to see it multiple times.
Right in front of me.
Essentially, you take a vegetable, you take a machete,
Yeah.
Yep.
and you chop chunks of the vegetable off while cutting fully through and not chopping off your arm.
Oh
Oh.
my gosh. That
Wow.
sounds very dangerous.
And
First time
that
I
it can
saw
go
it-
bad.
The first time I saw it, I could tell, like, the person that I saw do it, and this was a different time, not for the video. I saw somebody do it, and you could tell right away that it went a little beyond, right?
Right.
I guess it was improper technique, whatever happened.
Uh-huh.
And I talked to that person a couple days later, and their arm literally it didn't cut, luckily, but the bruise on them was incredible. Like, it was that green yellow bruise, and yeah, it's like, oops.
Yep.
So
Just
you'll
like
like lay a cucumber on top of your arm and try and cut
cross-
through the vegetable, but not
this
your
way
skin.
though. I go this way.
Exactly.
She's doing it. They're doing it there. They're not doing
On the
it
inside
here.
of your
They're
arm.
doing it
Oh,
where the vitals are.
the good side, where all the veins and
Yeah.
tendons are.
Yeah, but
Nice.
there's no
Nice.
messing around.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong, it goes wrong.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it, like when you see this stuff, like if you have not seen this,
No, I haven't seen it. Not at all.
if something happens, if something goes wrong, there's a lot of things that can die, like that can kill you. Sorry,
So there will be bleeding happening, I guess, right?
hopefully not. Hopefully not, unless it's like
On
in
my
your
show,
teeth.
yes, there's always bleeding in my show.
Yeah.
Have you ever
My
done
full
blood?
show,
So
on
is that
my
why you
full
call your
show, I actually aim for blood during blockhead, so it's right at the beginning.
Yeah.
But sometimes it goes well, sometimes it goes bad, because you can sometimes hit the right spot, and a couple of dabs after you show the blood, it's all cleaned up. Sometimes you get the wrong spot, and you're sitting there halfway through the show going like this.
You still got a gusher happening.
And with clown makeup, you can't touch your face.
Yeah.
But you can stick your finger in your nose and anything else that's around.
I try to. I'm trying to get my hands on those COVID sticks for testing.
Yeah.
And if I get, if I start a blood, I'm just going to stick one of those in and add to it.
Wad.
Hey, you know what actually works well? Believe it or not, earplugs. Put a couple of earplugs in your pocket. You get a nosebleed, you jam an earplug up your nostril. Done.
Not only is that a great idea, if I leave the cord on it, it's funny.
Yeah. There you go. We just upgraded your show.
So, Red, what's the longest you've been laid up after a show for recovery? What's the kind of recovery period?
Okay. There's 2 times I consider actual injuries. One took a week, 3 days before I could go back to work, like my regular job. The second one, I was cleared from the hospital the next day. So I'd say
3 days.
2 to 3 days.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
And can we ask what the injury was?
One was for my arm, which I did all my own doctoring. Again, do not do this at home, folks. I am not a professional, and it shows.
And I can't even sew.
Oh, I didn't. I'm squeamish, man. I couldn't even change the bandages half the time. Like it was bad. The second
I read
time
that wrong at first. Sorry, Dab. I thought there was a D on that.
Yeah, I know. She said use tampons. Right?
Yeah.
It would look the same. I suppose it would work too.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I suppose.
Well, hey, you got an applicator and
I'm
everything,
single,
right?
man. Well, I'm not going to buy a box of tampons.
But you never know. You never know. Oh wow! We keep on losing. There's Ringo. So
So wait a minute though on the
your mentoring. So tell us a little about who mentored you.
Phoenix Fire. He taught me very little when it comes to performing things that I do on stage. He taught me a lot more of how to be on stage. But when we got started, he was helping me perfect certain things like my blockhead, eating glass, eating bugs and drinking Windex. Stuff I no longer escapes. He was helping me a lot with, and I credit him to being one of the people who helped me learn to sword swallow. That being said, he can't sword swallow.
Okay.
Really? Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, how many world records does he have?
20, a lot.
Yeah.
And no, it's ridiculous to the point that he's actually has to put some of them up on the wall now because there's just too many of them.
Yeah, that was it.
Wow.
He wasn't getting the certificates from them. For just so everybody knows, if you get a Guinness World prize or Guinness World Record, sorry,
Yes.
You get a certificate but you have to pay for it, and it comes in the mail like the one that I have downstairs. But
You have to pay for it as well?
Yeah, you got to
The
pay
one
for
I'm
it.
going to get is going to be a piece of paper that says, "We've accepted your world record and it is good." That is free. But then, yes, you can buy the beautiful certificate that everybody shows off.
Yeah.
that's a purchase.
Right.
It's an exclusive club purchase,
Yeah.
but it's a
It is.
purchase.
So, Red, you mentioned you ate bugs. I have a debate going with a few people about how tasty grubs are. What are your thoughts on
Grubs?
grubs?
They're
Yeah.
not tasty.
Little grubs are.
If you
Live bugs in general are not tasty.
no, I'm
Very
talking
bitter,
about,
right?
Yes, but I find to make an entertaining show, you have to leave them squirm around in your mouth a bit.
oh right, so live bugs, yeah.
Bugs don't like being in your mouth,
Yeah.
and the ones that can bite do. So
Don't eat bees. No.
I'm not a big fan of the bug eating. I still do it now and then if I can hit a pet store or something before a show, because it's funny. It's something people have seen before, so they get, and they tell her like, oh yeah, my friend did that at a fair with the like deep fried. Oh yeah. Eating the live goldfish, that was a low point for me.
Yeah.
So
Well,
some
nobody
people
wants
I
to
see
fish eating,
regurgitate
right?
the goldfish. Are they still alive?
They were not. Because
Stomach acid would kill them, right?
we had no. You can regurgitate them. We had a chant, and we gave them the choice. Am I going to eat them, or am I going to swallow them and regurgitate them? And they all decided I should chew them.
Okay.
Ah.
So you had sushi.
Okay,
I love sushi.
I
The
do
raw
too.
fork.
Not like that.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting because now I'm kind of fixated on the whole concept of sideshow and kind of looking stuff up on the internet, and I've watched this video series, and what I like about the sideshow in true form is it's kind of like the freak show program. They try to stay, they always flip a card that shows the traditional or the original act, which
Right.
I think is very cool because that's vintage. What I'm not so crazy about freak show about is the ringmaster guy. He doesn't dress for it. He wears a t-shirt. I think that's kind of lame, but and
You have to remember-
yeah,
a lot of that was for the filming of the TV show. When he did his big presentations out on the boardwalk, he would dress more appropriately.
yeah. You gotta have the
He's a
top hat
wonderful guy. He had more of a curiosity.
Curiosities for like his home
He
collection.
had an
is
oddity
pretty,
shop that he had a stage, so it was. You can't knock a great place. Like, it's a venue for people that don't have venues.
yeah. But you know what? Again, on the business concept, it's kind of cool because they go out and sort of bait everybody on the street in a good way. I mean, you're getting a little taste of what the show could look like, and then you pay and you go in, and it's not a huge venue or anything. It's just a small area or whatever we get to see on TV. But what I kind of like, I was watching Morg and Creature, and obviously, like, I mean, Creature's got the implants and stuff like that, but he's like way out there. I mean, he's pretty tatted up. But I
Seems
just
like
kind
a
of wonder,
wonderful human, though.
what's that?
Seems like a wonderful guy, though.
They do. Everybody on the show certainly does. I was a little put off when the snake charmer was kind of just, the daughter was, hey, this is all about a, kind of more of a sensual act that, she didn't really promote. So it was like the claws came out right away. But I think every one of those need to have, a snake lady, I think that's, or snake guy, right? I think it brings, but anyway, my point was, what compels like what compels you to staple yourself in the face, or like the
Emotional damage.
yeah, like no, but Morg always says he he likes the pain experience, right? And this is absolutely real.
For me, it's always been just more of a partial keeping with tradition. Like the staple act is the staple act, and you got to up it by doing your face because that's how they've upped it, and we've ran out of skin. Like,
yeah,
for the G-rated shows, the face is the ultimate place.
Now with the staple, I've heard I've talked to Chris or Phoenix, and when you staple to your face, tell us something that can go wrong. Like, say if you're in this area here,
Okay, there's a couple of areas. There's certain spots in your cheek that are very veiny.
Yep.
And bleed quite a bit.
Profusely, yeah.
To a point that you need to take care of it. I used to do the forehead.
Yeah.
God, that
was...
but I used to do it all the time. Like, it was because everybody did the cheek, so I wanted to do one up,
something different. Yeah.
And I would let people do my forehead. And right from the get-go, people would tell me about this vein, this vein, this vein, this vein, this vein. And other people would just tell me how stupid it was. And even professionals.
Yeah.
So again, children, don't do this at home. So one day, while I was doing my show, I let somebody staple me, and it hooked behind the vein. So when I pulled it out, it not only bled to the point that I had to sit down, it hurt so bad.
Swelling.
Oh, dude, it was my whole eye went black. It was
you had me at signing your nuts. So if you can get through that, then you're probably in good shape.
Oh, that's the second best thing my nuts have done for the show.
Oh.
Back a couple of years ago, before COVID,
Yeah.
I was doing a private party in Montreal.
Okay.
And I needed some quick cash to get back to Toronto. And I wasn't supposed to take tips because it was paid through a company to hire me.
Right.
And so I do the show. It was a great show. Everybody had a great time. They invite me to stay over after for beer and food. As soon as I get off the stage, I say, okay, cool, let's have some food. The guy comes up to me and goes, how much to staple you want your nuts?
Oh, man.
No. So we keep walking around, and they're handing me drinks.
Oh,
when they say
more
open
drinks.
bar, I say open mouth. And there was food, so I noshed a little bit. It's getting near the end of the night. I'm having a very wonderful time. This is a fancy mace. Guy comes up to me again. He goes, seriously, how much? I need some money. $50. $50, you can staple my nuts to my leg.
Jesus.
I'm already regretting it as I say it. Guy goes,
You should have added a zero, man. 500 bucks.
I wouldn't have done it a cent less.
Pocket with no problem, pulls out a 50.
500.
I'm not expecting the guy to be carrying a 50 on him. Yeah. His brother standing right next to him goes, I got 52.
Oh my God. See, you should have added a zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 500. Bit of business, yeah.
I would have done it a cent less than 55.
I end up with bat wings stapled to my legs. Just as his wife comes out the back door and sees us all circled around the clown with his nuts stapled to his legs. I have never been thrown out of a house by a woman that fast in my life,
Ever.
and I've pissed off a lot of women.
Oh,
point.
no.
This is not the end of the story.
Oh,
I'm
geez.
driving for about 20 minutes, and I kind of shift. And I tell my buddy, I said, because I wasn't driving at the time because I was really drunk. I asked my buddy, I said, dude, pull over. What do you, he thinks I'm going to puke. He's like, pulls over. Jump out of the car. I go behind the car. I come back in. So relieved. I sit back down. He goes, did you yak? I'm like, no, man. I had to pull a staple out of my bag. I forgot one.
Oh, no.
I don't recommend doing that one either. But kids,
No.
there's one you can try at home.
Yeah. When your parents aren't home.
Yeah. But even the staples, you know what? When you say staples, you go forehead and you just feel and you go, there's maybe 1/8 of an inch of skin and flesh, and then there's bone.
Yeah.
So if your staple is more than 1/8 of an inch long, which they all are, you're hitting bone, man. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
But on the outside,
that vein that's in your head, that just spurts out blood, eh? That's You've heard of bloodletting, right? They used to do it in the 1800s to cure everything. You hit that vein, they poink, and it'll bleed you out.
Oh yeah, no, I had to sit down. I got bandaged up, and that one was when I stopped doing my forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Not saying I won't do it for like those extra zeros.
Yes,
but I don't do it regularly.
No, Red, we got a question here from Deborah. She wants to know. Well, I'll read it to you. Not to be rude or ignorant, Red, but I want to know if the horns growing out of your forehead are surgically put there.
Yes, by a wonderful artist here in Ontario and in BC. He's a teleporter, as far as I understand. But Russ Fox, there's a couple of extra X's. There's a couple extra S's. It's easy to find. Body mod. He has a shop up in Barrie, I believe it's called Cyborg. Wonderful artist. I highly recommend him if you're looking for any body modification, tongue splitting, horns, elf ears. That's a big thing apparently. I don't get it, but become a boxer with those cauliflower ears.
Yeah, I have lots of kickboxing friends who've got that BBJ. They've got the cauliflower ears. Yeah. I also met one guy who had the inner of his ear taken out. So like there was no part where you put your finger.
Yeah.
Right there. He had that taken out. So it was like all right through his ear.
I know a couple of people who got like piercings, large gauge, but never the whole thing taken out.
Yeah, it was all surgical. Like
did it affect his hearing?
Oh, that's weird.
Did it affect his hearing?
It would do, yeah.
So would having your ears burn off, eh? I never thought about that, but it would because it's not collecting it the same, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So just remember, Daddy Red, if anybody comes over and has a crazy idea about, piercing your balls or doing shit like that, remember the zeros, okay?
Yeah.
Always remember the zeros.
I'm going to make a T-shirt that just says, remember the zeros.
So I think we might have touched on this before, but Tamara from the Rock Pile, she wants to know what's the worst mishap or injury that you've had?
Well, we've talked about my wrist, so we'll talk about my hospital experience. Last year in October, I was doing the Something Strange Festival and we only get about 5 minutes because there's a lot of performers packed into a very short period of time. It is definitely worth your money if you can ever get the opportunity to get tickets to go see the shows. I can't endorse it enough. But 5 minutes isn't a very long time. I have a lot of fun new stuff that year, and I wanted to do all of it. So I rushed 3 big acts into 5 minutes, one being the chair jump, one being the elastic band snap, and the third being one that I'm still working on, but I'm handcuffed, then the sword is inserted, I get out of the handcuffs and pull out the sword, hopefully before I die. So far, I've been successful.
I see that.
I'm guessing you can't breathe when you have a sword in your throat.
No, not at all. But that being said, I kind of wiggled around a little bit because our wonderful host felt the urge to over-explain what I was doing.
Oh, no.
So instead of rushing through the lockpicking, I just stood there. And then when it became time to lockpick, I was running out of air.
Yeah.
I squirmed a little too much. I finished up my act. I got off stage. I went up to the dressing room. I went to the bathroom and thought I was going to puke and just shit that might happen. And after about an hour of wincing and whining on the floor and other people needing to use the bathroom, so moving out to the green room and laying on the floor, which some of y'all know, green rooms are very clean places. I decided to go and lay in my van because I was living in my van at the time. And after a couple of hours of wincing and whining, I ended up going to the hospital and finding out that I had a hole in my stomach, which they weren't sure whether it was an ulcer, a piercing, whatever. And when you tell them that, you know, you're a sword swallower, they automatically go to that until they prove that it's not that. Send you to the next guy and you tell them what you do. And they tell you what it is until it's not that, and then they send you. So it was a lot of tests. And at the end of the day, it may have been an ulcer, it may have been a sword swallowing accident, but I ended up in the hospital. And that would have been my most recent one, at least.
Yeah.
The wrist one is still the top of the.
Wow.
Crazy. And little things that you don't think of, like well, some people haven't seen you, obviously, we're watching tonight. Red sometimes swallows 2 swords, and like that shit can go big time wrong there. 3 now. Oh, sorry, I just saw your cat.
Oh my God.
You got a skinny cat.
Oh, Dune, you're gonna make an
appearance.
Yes, come here, Dune.
Hi,
everybody.
Oh, just a youngin.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. She's what are you, 1, 2, what month are we? April. About 4 months old.
We're in
3
March,
and a half,
yeah.
4 months old. April, March. It's the end of March.
Same thing.
Yeah. See, that's the thing Daddy Red said to me the one time. I think it was at your show, Derek, because he said when you swallow the 2 swords, they're together. And as you swallow them, if they happen to separate and the tips separate, now it could potentially be like a pair of scissors. You got 2 sharp blades that are apart that can come back together and cut something, right?
They're not sharp. But I don't know if you have kids.
Yeah.
But safety scissors still cut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a sensitive part of your body that never touches anything. So
that's right.
It takes
not
the
meant to.
slightest thing in my throat to scratch up my throat. It takes the slightest thing. Again, these are the reasons you don't try these things. That and there's not enough shows, so don't take my spotlight.
Wow.
So
So
the scissor
besides-
effect is. Go ahead.
Nope. But besides your tour coming up with that awesome band, the House of Haunt, what else do you have coming up, or do you have anything else coming up?
Glad you ask. I have 2 more big things happening in, I believe, July.
Wow, July's a big month.
Give me a second. One of them is Shazam Fest, which is up in little west or east of Montreal, in Quebec. And that's set to be a wonderfully fun show. Phoenix Fire is going to be performing as well. I know there's a lot of fire performers up in Montreal that are amazing. I'm really excited for that. There's also another fest that I apparently wrote down only half the name, so I'm going to call it Shack Fest until Derek corrects me.
Bannock Shack Fest. Bannock
There we
Shack
go.
being native for like your bread, right?
Oh, then I really butchered shit that I apologize.
Yeah.
There would have been some white guy's name. I wouldn't have felt bad, but this I feel bad. So
Yeah.
No, Bannock Shack. Yeah, that's up in Roblin, I believe. It's Roblin, Ontario.
Where's that?
Napanee.
Oh, Napanee area. Okay.
Yeah. You guys should come out there. It's a good time.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be a heck of a show, man. Yeah, good times ahead.
That's where Mel. Well, Mel is Mel runs it. Deb's now stepped down from running it. She's got to have a lung surgery. So
Wow. That's pretty huge.
Perfect bad timing for my vaping.
Yeah, it's all good. But
That's a weird, awkward moment.
So we wish Deb well when she does have her surgery.
Oh, 100%. And next month, and I'm doing another interview actually next month.
Nice.
I'm going to be on the Planet Lisdom show. Yes, she co-hosts the Something Strange Festival this year and last year, and quite a few times. This year she co-produced it, and her boyfriend, husband, partner is her partner. So they put on a wonderful show, so I'm happy to be on her show again and pretty much talk about the Bannock Shack.
Bannock Shack, yeah.
Bannock
Shack Bash.
And Shazam Fest and my world record. And hopefully by then I will have my second video ready and my second new attempt, which, as I said, I'm not really going to get into, but it's one of those 3 acts that I discussed earlier.
Right.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, so you got a full plate coming up, eh?
Yeah.
At least for that month, I have Halloween. The month of Halloween, I'm in. I'm at another wonderful haunt. Well, the same haunt I did last year.
Yeah.
Which is called the. Oh, Christ. Damn it! Where's my toque? Derek, you know this one as well.
What's that?
What's the name of the haunt that you guys are playing?
The one in Cannington?
That sounds right.
Okay. Well, okay, yes, we just got booked the other day to do the Cannington Haunted Trail.
Nope, that's not the right one.
Really?
So that's yeah. We're playing on the 22nd.
What's the other haunt that you guys do then? Out in it's down near the
Sarnia?
America. Yeah, down near
okay.
Sarnia.
That's Petrolia. That's called Reaper's Realm.
Reaper's Realm. That's what I have the toque somewhere. I couldn't remember the name off the life of me. But I'm out there in. Yes, it's a wonderful haunt. I'm really excited. I'm bringing an assistant for that one. I'm going to be there for 2 nights actually this year, so I'm excited. Nice. Other than that, I think that's all I'm booked for at the moment. But as I said, Roxy's going to be taking over that part of the business and doing more of the booking and taking care of that shit because I can't adult right.
Yeah. Well, let us know if we can help in any way on the Heikadelic show. If you got some stuff coming up, we can promote you and get your name out there.
For sure. And as soon as I get this next world record filmed, I'll have it released on your guys' show. So
all right,
awesome.
But that I film it in the next month. It'll be able to be released in a couple of months.
Yeah,
cool.
Right on.
Cool. Well, we'll have you back and we'll play it live. Well, we'll put it up on the show.
Sounds wonderful. It's been a great time.
Yeah, it always is, buddy. It's nice having you on. And you know what? Keep telling us when you're doing your shows, where you're going to be, because when I saw you live, it was like, holy shit, this was really awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I freaking loved it. Yep. So
and wait till y'all see the full show. I'm doing the full show out on tour, so hopefully I'll get some good filmage of it and maybe release it on demand or something.
Yep. Yep, for sure. That would be awesome. It would be really good. You guys are very talented people, and a lot of us don't get the chance to see it firsthand. So when you guys get your show out, we should tell everybody where and when it is.
Definitely, and I will be passing on all the contact info for Heikadelic. So Ringo, when you do get a message from Roxy, I sent her your way.
Right on. That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great. Always a pleasure to have you on, and yeah, maybe get Roxy on at some time. Yeah, so like Heiko said, send us whatever you got in terms of where you're performing, and we'll see if we can. I got to do some updates, get some updates done on the website, so maybe we can post it on a calendar for your events.
Yep.
Sounds wonderful. You guys are awesome.
So have Roxy contact us, okay?
100%.
Perfect.
All right. We are.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. Try not to hurt yourself too badly.
Yeah, stay safe.
A little blood is okay, but nothing major.
Well, yeah.
Nothing planned. Nothing not planned.
Yeah.
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 And if it is, charge them more.
Yeah, more than $50 a night.
Yeah,
remember the zeros, bud.
Yeah.
Remember the zeros.
It's going on a shirt. It's going to go with a marker because I'm poor, but I'm going to make a T-shirt that says "Remember the zeros."
Yeah.
Nuts. I won't accept anything under $55 this time.
There you go.
Yeah. All good. Okay, so I'm just gonna play something just in case.
Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised.
There we go. That's enough.
That was almost as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been. I was
Welcome to the black hole. Do not try any of these things that we talked about at home, because if you try them at home and something stupid happens, you might say, "Hey, I heard it on the Heikadelic Show." And guess what?
Yeah.
We're not taking liability for that because you're an idiot. So please don't be an idiot. And leave being an idiot up to Red. Let him do it. He's a good idiot. I like this idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's a professional idiot.
Trained professional.
and as you found out, you only get $50 a nut. So, like, you don't want to do that stuff.
All right. We'll see you next week. Red, we'll see you soon. And be safe, our friend.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing y'all.
All right.
All right. Take care, pal. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.